One punch. That's all it takes. While every other protagonist on this list trained for years, broke limits, and evolved through pain, one character ended every fight before it even started. Today we're ranking the 5 most overpowered protagonists in anime history. But being overpowered isn't just about raw strength. It's about the gap between you and everyone else. The feeling that no enemy can ever truly challenge you. These 5 protagonists didn't just win every fight, they made winning feel inevitable. We're judging by power ceiling, versatility, and how much they broke the world around them. From isekai gods to battle-hardened warriors, let's count them down. Number 5. Rimuru Tempest started as an ordinary salaryman. Average job, average life, zero ambition. One truck later, he woke up in a fantasy world as a slime. A slime. The weakest creature imaginable. But Rimuru didn't stay weak for long. His unique skill, Predator, allowed him to absorb any creature, copy its abilities, and evolve beyond anything the world had seen. By the time he achieved true dragon form and became a demon lord, Rimuru had absorbed the power of multiple dragon gods, commanded an entire nation, and casually resurrected an entire army from the dead. He didn't just overpower enemies. He systematically dismantled every challenge thrown at him. What sets Rimuru apart is the scale of his dominance. In a world full of monsters and gods, he became the apex. Not through destiny, but through an almost absurd accumulation of abilities. The slime that was supposed to be the weakest ended up being the strongest. Number 4. Ainz Ooal didn't train, didn't struggle, didn't grow. He simply arrived. Transported into a world where max-level players from a video game are basically gods, Ainz came with every spell, every ability, and every piece of gear his guild spent years collecting. To the inhabitants of the new world, he was indistinguishable from a deity. His arsenal includes instant kill spells, army-level summons, and mind control abilities that turn entire night orders into puppets. The terrifying part? He was never actually the strongest player in his original game. There were guild members far more powerful. And yet, in the new world, he is completely unchallenged. Ainz operates from a place of total invincibility. Every battle is theater. Every enemy is an experiment. He's not just overpowered. He's overpowered while playing the role of a mysterious overlord, which makes every scene twice as compelling. Number 3. Jin-Woo began as the weakest hunter in South Korea. So fragile, he was called the world's weakest hunter. He couldn't fight, couldn't survive, and barely qualified for the lowest ranked dungeons. Then, the system appeared, a mysterious game-like interface that only Jin-Woo could see, giving him the ability to level up without limits while every other human was permanently locked at their original rank. By the end of solo leveling, Jin-Woo had become the Shadow Monarch, commanding an army of shadows drawn from every enemy he ever killed. His soldiers include dragons, ant kings, and demon generals. He fought enemies that threatened entire planets, and by the final arc was powerful enough to reshape reality itself. Jin-Woo's power fantasy hits different because you watch every step of the climb. The gap between who he was and who he became is almost incomprehensible, which is exactly what makes him one of the most satisfying, overpowered characters ever written. Number 2. Goku is the template. Before isekai gods and shadow armies, there was a Saiyan child sent to destroy Earth who instead became its greatest protector. Goku's defining trait isn't just power, it's the relentless pursuit of it. Every arc, every saga, every transformation is him hitting a new ceiling and shattering it. Super Saiyan Blue, Ultra Instinct. Each form rewrote what was possible. Ultra Instinct Goku moves and counters attacks without conscious thought. His body reacts faster than any being can think. He fought gods of destruction to a standstill and challenged the most powerful fighters across the entire multiverse. In every fight that pushed him to his limit, he didn't just survive, he evolved. Goku's power ceiling is essentially undefined. Dragon Ball keeps expanding what he's capable of, and each new form raises the bar for the entire franchise. He sits at number 2, not because anyone here is stronger, but because the number 1 spot belongs to someone who would end his fight in a single punch. Number 1. Saitama trained for 3 years. 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run every single day. No divine power, no destiny, no magical system, just relentless effort. And somehow it worked so completely that he permanently lost the ability to feel a real fight. Every enemy, every monster, every cosmic threat falls in a single punch. The genius of Saitama is that his overpowered status is the tragedy. He beat every boss, survived every attack, and shattered every limit, and it left him hollow. He can't feel excitement, can't feel fear, can't find an opponent worth getting serious about. Meanwhile, heroes around him are fighting for their lives against enemies Saitama defeats by accident. Saitama doesn't just top this list because he wins every fight. He tops it because his story turns the power fantasy on its head and forces you to ask what the point of unlimited power really is. These 5 protagonists didn't just dominate their worlds. They redefined what it means to be powerful in anime. From a reincarnated slime to a bored hero who can't find a worthy opponent, each of them broke the limits of their universe in a completely different way. Which overpowered protagonist is your favorite? Drop it in the comments. And subscribe if you want more rankings like this every day.